And welcome to part 2. You know, at the beginning of this round, on my second life when I captured this flag, pretty much on my own with a bunch of enemies around, I was starting to give the assault gun a little bit of a break, and I was showing you the use of the prone there to improve accuracy, but then I get attacked from the side. And again, that just shows you just not being a stationary target is so important on this map and Stalingrad as well, that you really give up a lot when you use the assault gun. And I've noticed over the course of this round that the longer I go on, the more I appreciate the medic kit more. Although it was pretty nice in that first flag capture, simply because when you're really close to your enemies, assuming they're not so close that they run around you, like that, the assault gun's worse accuracy is not that big of a deal. But when you start taking hits from a bunch of people, then it really starts to wear on you. The assault gun also has a really distinctive noise, particularly for the Russian version, and that can come in handy on Stalingrad if you're playing. Just listen, and if you hear that noise, you know there's a Russian soldier around. So if you're on the German side, you know there's enemies around. Seems like the German team had been using some of our tanks earlier, but now we've pretty much got it covered. I'm noticing a lot of the same names popping up over and over again. I think there aren't as many people on the server at the moment. Later on we'll see the scoreboard and see how many. Looks more like 10 on 10 than your standard 16 versus 16. And I guess you could have an argument about which number of players is ideal for the Russians to cap out the enemy. Too few players, you can't defend all the flags and cap out the rest of them. Too many players, and they'll have too many defenders. But if we don't cap them out, at the moment it seems like we haven't really been able to do so. We haven't gotten close, really. It's just, it's going to come down to tickets, which, without any bleed inflicted, normally on this map you see a lot of bleed inflicted, where you see a cap out. It's just going to be a much longer round than usual. Of course, we saw on earlier episodes of Berlin, there tended to be a cap out or just a bleed out of tickets with the Russians not being able to get out. So it'll be interesting to see how long it can go on if those two features aren't a factor and it just comes down to tickets. I usually think of Berlin as being kind of like Battle of Britain, a very short round, almost every case. I'm going to use some splash damage from the walls to deal with some of these people hiding around. I like to stay within the flag capture radius here, but if they've got someone in the building, then it's not going to turn. Alright, there we go. Okay, Germans have one left, but they're spread out a bit. See, I think someone may have been hiding in that building, either for a good vantage point, or it could be that they were just waiting for us to clear out of that other flag and then cap it right back. Alright, I definitely saw someone pulling out landmines, and unfortunately the splash damage to the wall wasn't enough to kill him, so I've got to watch out for any engineers sneaking around. And I don't think I actually moved there, so I'm not sure how I detonated. Maybe firing the cannon? Not sure. Yeah, that actually brings up an interesting point about engineers on this map. Just like Stalingrad, there's no point in being a sniper because there's too much fog to take advantage of the additional visibility. If you're an engineer, you can take advantage of what zoom you are able to use. And as an engineer, you have the ability to use landmines or X-Packs to deal with the enemy tanks. You can also use the X-Packs, of course, to defend flags, too. You just set up some X-Packs, wait for a flag to go neutral, and then detonate. But an engineer with a rifle, it's definitely, especially since it's not even like the M1 Garand version. Okay, we just killed each other simultaneously. That happens surprisingly frequently on this game. But the engineer's good in a support role, just taking out the enemy tanks. And everyone else on your team really appreciates that, although you'll get killed over and over again by people with machine guns. The APCs can actually be somewhat useful on this map because you can go right up against a flag, assuming there's no enemy tank, and just roll up and neutralize a flag. And then since there are few engineers and few anti-tank troops, I'll have to start chucking grenades at you just to get through all the APC armor. So I'll see if I can neutralize their last flag in this vehicle. Also, you can take advantage of the different camera angles afforded by the APC to look around for enemy troops. And there, that just shows you, I mean, I just rolled right up to their last flag and took it. Unfortunately, they had already moved out and taken another flag. But since the APC gets so much bad press, including from me, of course, it's just kind of nice to see the APC be useful at something. Alright, what I should have done there was hop into the back of the vehicle and that'll recharge your health. But it's, you know, it's funny, the APC gun, as I've shown, it's useful against enemy airplanes, but actually using it against just plain enemy infantry, what it's intended to be used against, it's not all that great because they know exactly where you're going to be and you're a stationary target. So it's, I guess I'm being accused of cheating. I can't really tell what they're saying within their team-only chat. I'm not sure I've actually seen an aim bot used on this game. I've seen screenshots of people using the radar hack. That's the most infamous. I'm just going to see what I can do here, neutralizing the flag. Alright, now, having neutralized that, and if the enemy were frustrated enough to move on or they got outside the capture radius, I could have gone in for a capture. If this is ever their only flag, you definitely want to get in there and try to just neutralize it from that position they can't reach in the building. Our ticket lead is at about 60 tickets now, and that has been surprisingly consistent throughout the round. You can really see the inaccuracy of this assault gun. If I were playing as a medic, probably most of those bullets would have landed. I'm not sure that grenade's going to be able to... I guess I threw it too far in there. Stay tuned for part 3 of Berlin.